Hi there, that's right. Great and glorious, soon to be famous one day. Nick Dutch back on the camera again for another delightful tarot reading. And today we've got a wonderful lady called Heather. And she's curious about two guys who are in her life, and she basically wants to know how things are going to pan out between these two. Now, under these circumstances, what I would normally do, if this was a reading over the telephone, is I would ask you to label them in your mind, guy number 1 and guy number 2. And basically, we'll see what kind of message comes through. I'm shuffling right now as we speak, and we'll see, what the energy lies. I do a very basic variety of spread when I'm doing this type of question, and we'll just see what the reading says. And maybe today I'll show you what the cards are. Just a moment, please. Okay, Heather, here we go. Guy number 1 and guy number 2. I often use 2 cards to signify an individual, okay? The reason for that just gives me that extra bit of understanding as to precisely what might be going on there. With guy number 1 here, sense of instability, someone who's maybe had a bit of a shock in the past, okay? A sense of someone who thinks they're in the right, or maybe seems to act out of a sense of how shall I put this? Almost self-righteousness maybe, possibly even indignation occasionally. So he's got some negative aspects to his character, but also he's got some very good intentions, a sense of the spiritual there, and a sense of trying to do what he regards as being the right thing. So someone who is, in his heart of hearts, quite a good person. He's just got to address some aspects of his mentality there. So your short-term future associated with this guy could be one which is a little emotionally difficult, maybe difficult for you to kind of get to grips with or to understand. Beautiful imagery in these cards, isn't it? Anyway, as I say, also I'd say that with this one, he's probably got a variable personality. It's difficult to work out what he's going to be day in and day out. Partially that's part of the excitement. Maybe it isn't always the excitement, okay? But quite intriguing nonetheless. I would say that there could be some potential here, but I think it's still going to take a bit of time to build because of his erratic nature. Now with the other one, completely different energy associated with him. Much more of a square dealer, much more of a person who's not only acting out of righteousness. I mean, he feels he's acting out of righteousness. This one probably is trying to do what's right all the time. Maybe he gets it a bit wrong, but I don't think he's arrogant with it, okay? I think he's got a bit more humility in the sense of trying to do what's right. Now, he could be rather passionate at times, but I would also say he's rather sensitive as well. And also, on his side of the reading, this guy number 2, much more of a sense of potential success, as the words on the card say, but it's not just a question of success though, is it? It's more a question of something down to earth, a more practical sense. So he's sensitive, but he's also someone who's wants to try and make sure that you get the best for the time that you spend together. So I personally would think that this second one, guy number 2, is looking much better for you. So we've had a look at the basic energies, the basic cards, or what was said on both sides of the reading here. So there is some potential on both sides, but one of them is looking much easier to get on with. One's looking much more positive. And I think you probably already know which one I'm talking about there, okay? But what I'm going to do now is a separate little spread. I don't normally do this, but a separate little spread just to see whether you're actually going to be in a position to feel comfortable in a relationship situation with either of these two guys, or indeed with a potential other one. Let's just have a quick look. Just a moment, please. Okay. As we had before, completely random shuffling, okay? And the message here is very good indeed. If you're a reader, one of the things you look for is the colours, the way that the whole spread looks. It's almost like the spread itself is a work of art, almost like a painting in some ways, okay? And all the signs here are all rather positive. Yes, we've got some red for passion, but we've also got signs of abundance and signs of love here. Cup signs are often associated with love because they correspond to the heart suit of a regular pack of playing cards. And in this particular case, we've got the Queen of Cups here. Like the Queen of Hearts, that's talking about yourself building a relationship. The signs are reversed, suggesting a bit of a slow build-up. I don't expect you to be in a relationship within the next 24 hours or indeed possibly the next 3 months. But I do expect things to start off nice and gently, bit by bit by bit. Now, bearing in mind it's nice and gentle, we don't have the energies of the more impulsive one, okay? We've got the meaning of guy number 2, the one we saw in this spread in which I showed you the cards, okay? Guy number 2 is the one who's got much stronger energy here, and there's also a sense of strength of willpower, potentially life partner type emotions there. So yes, that one's looking much more your sort of thing. I don't see anything actually bad in this particular reading, and yes, maybe about 4 months down the line from now, you'll actually be feeling like, okay, it's finally going to happen, alright? Okay, that's what the reading says today. I feel that you're going to be in a relationship. I think it's going to be guy number 2. Obviously, you're free to make up your mind either way, but this is essentially, you know, the thing which I feel could be possibly happening there for you. Guy number 2 is probably going to become the one. So obviously watch this space. You know, give me a quick email back in 4 to 6 months' time. Let me know how it goes. I am curious. I do enjoy follow-ups. And I look forward to speaking to you again soon, okay? This has been the Great and Glorious Simply Famous One Day Nick Dutch. Don't forget to rate this video, subscribe, favorite, share it on Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, or any other social networking site you might be a part of, just to show everyone what a really good reading looks like. And I look forward to speaking to you again soon sometime. Nick Dutch, signing out for now.